and she does look as though one of those who's a bit of a grinder, keep finding something in the conditions. So I can see the move for her. Zapakas, I think, is really not overpriced, but a fair price based on that run last week. If he jumps off on terms, he often leaves himself with plenty to do.
And according to Mick Appleby, he loved the ground, which is, as I said, not an awful lot of traders have been saying that today, but it's definitely slipping down the weights and looks to be a player as we get across to Mark for the call.
Moves in line, they're in the gate. And they're off. And the one who hasn't come out of the gates is Miss Liberty Bell. Miss Liberty Bell refuses to race, and the jockeys just lit the cigar. Now they're racing through the early stage. The Red Deer handicap, Zapakas was away alertly. Hey Ho Let's Go is also right up there, and so too Your Choice in the centre of the track. They're then being followed by Smoky Lane and Dodgy Bob. After Dodgy Bob is El's Arms Dream, and just the back marker of the 7 who remain is Quirky Gertie. They're racing on towards the final 3. Zapakas just spearheads the field. To over on the near side, Hey Ho Let's Go. The cheap pieces over on the far side, Your Choice, and then Smoky Lane, who's getting into contention. Dodgy Bob is being driven. Quirky Gertie struggling to pick them up. So too El's Arms Dream. They're racing now down inside the final furlong and a half, and Zapakas still has the lead. He's now out in front by 2 lengths to Smoky Lane in the centre of the track, giving chase in second, and these two now are pulling a long way clear. The final furlong, Zapakas just wandering a little under pressure. Smoky Lane now comes alongside. They've got 100 yards to go. Smoky Lane and Zapakas. It's going to be another head bob as they hit the line far side. Smoky Lane for a second win in 24 hours to Zapakas, and then the staying on El's Arms Dream and Dodgy Bob.
Yeah, I looked very tight up the running, didn't it? But in the end, Smoky Lane extended clear, and front 2 have pulled nicely clear. There is the winner at 11-4. Clifford Lee, David Evans. Smoky Lane takes the full 35 at Leicester. More on that shortly. We've got a full 40 at Chelmsford upon us. And there they are, making their way down to join the 2 that have been down there for a while. Dragon Command is 13-8. Mac McCarthy 7-2. Constantia is 9-2. Cadeo 5-1. 8's and Bigger the final pair. So 13-8 here, the price at which Dragon Command opened. George Scott, Harry Bentley combining. Sylvester de Souza, looking forward to seeing him today. He was on board this horse last time, and Harry Bentley is on board here. As switching to the all-weather. And the cheap pieces, George, have gone back on, replacing the visor that was on last time. What do you make of his rating, first of all? Is that I mean, it's about right, is it?
Yeah, I think it's very fair, 77. This is a massive class drop. Last time he rode in a competitive race at Goodwood on the 1st of August, over 7 furlongs, and he got bumped around a bit, but that was because he wasn't good enough to go when Sylvester de Souza needed him that day. He's very straightforward. He's a winner. He won up at Hamilton a couple of runs ago, and he's just a very likeable, straightforward horse, and you know what you're getting with him. There's no sort of quirks to him. He looks very... I know he's got the cheap pieces on and his advisors, but I've always thought, when I watch him, he looks like he always gives his running, and he's quicker to stride. I think Chelmsford will suit him.
Is he triple right, you think?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think he'll the back on level track will help. He really suited him at Hamilton when they were on the climb, and I think a level track will definitely help him.
Backing trip is Matt McCarthy, having run over a mile and won over a mile in the past as well, and 7.5. Another one switching back to the all-weather Martin. Needs to find a little bit more. Is this enough for dropping grade?
No, he needs to find a few pounds, doesn't he, with not only Dragon Command but also Constantia, the filly who's receiving quite a lot of weight. She's rated £12 lower officially than Dragon Command, and she's actually getting 13. So 15. So she's a little bit better off at the weights, and I thought she would run well. Matt McCarthy certainly coming back onto the all-weather, I think, does look a plus. It was the very quick ground at Bath in mid-September, over a mile as well, and he possibly just didn't let himself down a few weeks ago, so that would have been a possible excuse there, but he's still got a few pounds with both Dragon Command and Constantia.
Cadeo's very lightly raced. It's one of those that was down there very early, as we see one with in fact that is Cadeo, who doesn't have Stefano Cherchi for company at the moment. What have you made of those first couple of efforts so far, George, for Cadeo?
I think, well, the reason why you saw him going down early and he's been wearing a hood is because he's obviously quite a flighty type, and this gelded son of Ravens Pass, just probably they've been trying to teach him to race. He started off with 6 furlongs at Wolverhampton, stepped up to 7 at Chelmsford last time, which was he improved for that. But I feel he improved more so for the experience and learning how to race properly. And I'm pretty sure they'll do the same thing again. And it wouldn't surprise me if he runs extremely well tonight.
Wasn't without promise, was it, last time?
No, definitely not. But he's obviously wears a hood for a reason. I think he's probably quite a keen going sort. And Marco Botti's trying to educate this horse and bring him along nice and slowly. And I think we'll see the benefit of that today. But he's going to have to improve again to be winning this.
Dragon Command is the form horse, isn't he? If you look back at both the Hamilton win when he beat next time out winner National League and the York run behind Troubadour, which was a pretty good nursery as it's turned out, off 78, that York run and the Hamilton form kind of shows you that he's very much full value for a rating in the high 70s. It's a little bit unusual that he'd been off the track for a couple of months, but you know, maybe they've just been planning a bit of an all-weather campaign possibly with him.
I haven't touched on Chromium yet, who was a winner when last seen in a selling company. Looked as though she was just giving a bit of trouble just going behind, but she's happily behind there now.
Yeah, the visor on first time seemed to have a positive effect. She raced very much behind the bridle that day. The step up to 7 furlongs will help her, but I think she needs the visors to work again, because she looked outpaced, but I've got a funny sneaking suspicion it may well be slight attitude as well. So I would be watching brief rather than talking any confidence with her, I think.
Constantia goes forward into stall number 5, and that just leaves one more to go forward, which is Matt McCarthy in those cheap pieces for the first time. Let's join John Hunt.
Okay, that's Matt McCarthy, the last one in. Best of luck here, race 1. And they're off and racing, jumping away. Dragon Command missed it a little bit to the outside of the field, that white jacket. Easily able, though, to get himself nicely in touch as Constantia now comes through to be the overall leader at the end of the first furlong. But moving forward all the time now on the outside is Dragon Command, so he looks happy now. To the inside, we've got Cadeo on the rail with Matt McCarthy now just in behind the leaders. Just had to take back slightly, Matt McCarthy. He's a bit keen in behind the leading few. On that one's outside Chromium and Serious Jockin, who went to post very early indeed, the back marker, as they make their way towards the end of the back straight. So Dragon Command dwelt slightly at the start, but soon in front rank, and he leads here by 1 length to Chromium in second place. Racing along in third is Constantia. Serious Jockin comes next, and then the 2 at the back are Cadeo alongside Mac McCarthy. Mac McCarthy just being nudged along, and he's now 4 lengths behind the leader, Dragon Command, as they turn for home. 2 furlongs to go. Dragon Command, wide is Chromium. Between the 2 of those, Constantia, with Cadeo on the rail trying to plug on. Then comes Mac McCarthy under heavy pressure. Serious Jockin's not really picked up at all. Now they race inside the final furlong. Dragon Command leads. Constantia and the grey Chromium down the outside. Staying on is Mac McCarthy. This is Dragon Command, who's still out in front though. Dragon Command won it from Mac McCarthy, Chromium, and further back Cadeo and Constantia, with Serious Jockin being the back marker.
Dragon Command wins. Harry Bentley for George Scott. Got a bit of experience, in particular in some decent nurseries, as the guys mentioned. Rated 77 and has won this claiming stakes with relative ease, although it looked as though the closers were going to come and get him. He came out of stall 6 there. He got off to a slowish start in truth, and then latched onto the heels of those going forward. And from there on in, I think he was relatively confidently ridden by Harry Bentley. The question was his resolve and resolution at the finish, of which it turned out he had enough.
Yeah, I think Harry Bentley's just wanted to take the bull by the horns and think, I'm on the best horse in the race, let's get on with it and see if they can get me. And ultimately he has a little bit too much up his sleeve, doesn't he? There was a point up the straight where I thought he looked vulnerable, but he just pulled out a little bit extra.
Thought Matt McCarthy was one of those, just over racing a touch early. Well, this is where Harry just edges over to take the rail proper and to lead them from here on home, George.
Yeah, Harry Bentley got this spot on. He was able to get to the front without using any horse from the slow start. And as you can see, the Dragon Command's in front there. He's dossing really. He's flicking his ears. He's not using any petrol. He's just running along nice and conservatory. Harry got him wound up just before they turned for home. Got everything else under pressure, and he was just different class to these.
I think he saves a bit for himself. I think he needed Harry to just liven him up a little bit that last 2 furlongs to just keep his mind properly on the job. But obviously, as soon as he does get after him, he picks up and he responds and goes away from him. And
the question was going to be another go at this trip, whether or not the business end he was going to see it out, having gone for home when he did. But I think he answered that pretty well enough.
Well, I think he got a relatively soft lead for Chelmsford, and it's interesting. Harry got him rolling before anything came to him, which I think was a winning and losing of the race, because I don't think he takes plenty of stoking to get him rolling along. I don't think he just looks like he does enough, and what you ask him, he gives you, sort of thing.
Thought Chromium shaped nicely enough for all that her effort just petered out down the wide outside.
Yeah, she's stayed the trip, hasn't she? She's been left by Dragon Command the last half furlong, but she's still plugged on okay in second. I think you wouldn't want to go any further with her, but if she saw her running over 7 furlongs again, it wouldn't completely put you off. Mac McCarthy just seemed to just hang left and just maybe hang fire slightly before running on in the closing stages in those cheap pieces on for the first time.
There's the winner coming back. That is Dragon Command for Harry Bentley and George Scott. The colours of the Black Dragon, 13-8 favourite. The winner from Matt McCarthy, second, 3-1. 1 length the winning distance, and all 6 ran. The opening time was 1:26.52. 1:26.52, 3.22 outside of the standard for the opener at Chelmsford. Right, 4:50 at Galway is up next, a few minutes or so away from this. We've got Portmore who is 4-1, If Not Lad is 9-2. Puncher's Cross is 5-1 shot. Patine has been supported, 9s into 7s. Peacock Secret is stationary on 9s, and it's 10-1 and bigger the remainder. This is over 2 mile 2 furlong, Guinness handicap chase, and Portmore in the JP McManus colours under Jodie McGarvey for John Kiley is the one that heads the betting.